The copy was in my opinion, it felt a lot more like ChatGPT. Hey, what's going on? Vince Reed here, and welcome to another episode of Ad Roulette, where we critique ads and funnels following this three-part framework that you see here on the screen. So here's how it works. My team, we just get to scrolling on Instagram, we find 2 ads, we find 2 funnels, we critique them, and then we pick a winner, and your job is to let me know if I did my job right and pick the right one. With that being said, let's get to scrolling. Drum roll, please. All right, so who do we got here? All right, awesome. The one, the only Alex Hormozi. All right, so here we go. The first thing we want to look at is messaging. And when we're critiquing ads, we have to assume that the person that's seeing the ad on the other end, we have to assume that they don't know who Alex is, right? So they would see this ad, and just how we're seeing it now, it would start playing, it would be muted, and they have to figure out what's happening. And that's what messaging is. What you want to do in a perfect world is the messaging should be extremely clear, even if you don't actually, as you can see in this case, hear what's going on in the ad. So what am I noticing here with the messaging? I'm obviously seeing a date, I'm seeing him hold up a book, so I can make an assumption that he's obviously making an offer for his new book, right? So the messaging is pretty clear here. Now the next thing we want to look at is obviously the creative, and that's the video, all right? So as I mentioned earlier, when a video ad pops up on your phone, okay, it's gonna be muted, right? So it's gonna be muted, so when people play the video, okay, if the messaging is off, like a lot of times it is from a video ad, again, because it starts playing muted, the video has to truly support, okay, what's happening here. So let's go ahead and play the ad and check out the creative.
And that is what I'm reporting on, which is the $100 million Money Models book launch. It's happening August 16th. I spent multiple millions of dollars on the event. I've got 5 mystery headliners that have all confirmed to be there. And I've got a secret project that I'm releasing live that I haven't talked about once for 2 years that every single person who shows up will get. It's better than NFT, it's less than a Bitcoin, and you will get one as long as you show up. All right, and so if you want on the way in, you can pre-order a book. I've got 4 amazing bonuses. I've got so much stuff I'm giving away that I haven't even talked about that I've been stockpiling for this whole time just to release to you guys. You're going to love it. It's gonna be awesome. You're not going to miss it. I'll see you there.
All right, so this was really clear. That's what you want from a video ad. It's clear that this is gonna be a launch, but what I really like what he did in this particular video ad was he gave you a reason to come, right? Not only are you gonna get the book, he talked about the bonuses, and then he mentioned that there's something that you're gonna get that you're gonna wanna basically get, and you're only gonna get it if you come. So there's definitely a really good job of being clear of what this is, and obviously, I love props. He's holding the book, it's going back and forth, and the messaging and the creative is really strong in this ad. So let's go ahead and check out the copy. All right, so as you can see, he's clearly calling out business owners real quick. What's your email? And I like that, that's different. I mean, he's letting you know, hey, you know, if you wanna come to this book launch, I need your email. But he's like, I've never actually seen that done in copy from an ad perspective. Really cool, I'm gonna have to try that one. I wanna invite you to my biggest entrepreneur event of the season, 100 Million Money Models. Launches August 16th, 6 years in the making. Secret gift for everyone who shows up live. Register for free by clicking the link. This is really clear copy, a reason to come. There's some definitely the time there and when it's happening. I mean, it's just perfect. I mean, everything you can want in copy. And also, like I said, I like the what's your email address, being clear of what you're gonna have to exchange in order to come. So let's go ahead and let's click on the Learn More button and check out the funnel. All right. So when it comes to the funnel, the first thing you want to look at is the page headline. And as I say in a lot of these episodes, you want to capture what's going on inside of the prospect's mind, right? So whatever they're seeing in the ad, you want to make sure that carries over to the funnel. So you can see right at the top on the page headline, 100 Million Money Models. You can see it's a YouTube event, August 16th, 2025, very clear. And in big, bold words that you don't even have to actually work too hard to read. It says, this book is so good, it should be illegal. And I talk about this a lot. This is a really good job of this. Sometimes I talk about when we go to funnels, people have a lot of stuff written on the top. And remember, 99% of traffic is gonna come from mobile, right? And you don't want people to have to actually read when they land on your funnel. So you're like, what does that mean? What I mean by that is you can just kind of look and your eyes automatically can see what it's saying here on the headline. You don't have to, it's not like a bunch of words, you have to actually read it word for word to figure out what this is all about. So really strong, this book is so good, it should be illegal. You know, the time is matching, it's capturing what's going on inside the prospect mind. Really good from the page headline perspective. Now from the creative, obviously we've got the VSL, again, props, he's showing everything you're gonna get. Is that actually a video there? So press go ahead and click on it. I don't know if it's a video or not. Okay, so he's got the image, but you click on it, it's the pop where you can, again, start to provide your information to claim your spot. All right, so pretty clear with the creative. And obviously the last piece is it mobile friendly? And that is essentially you want to make sure that you make it easy as possible for the person that clicks on their phone to gain access. As you can see, the claim your free pass to this live event is above the fold, making it really easy. Again, the date's there, so it's extremely clear. I mean, this, as you can see, obviously Alex knows what he's doing. This is hitting every element that you want to see when it comes to a funnel. It hit hard on the page headline, the creative, and the mobile. If you scroll down, again, it's just more information about the launch, but really clean. I like it. This one's going to be hard to beat. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the next ad. All right, Skool_com. I wonder if this is actually like the Skool actual handle. I'm curious, because sometimes people can get the handle and it's like another person. It'd be interesting to find out. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Again, like every ad, we want to look at the messaging. All right, so definitely a strong attention grabber. Okay, we had the gorilla, the first thing that you see with the Lambo in the back. I know that's going to definitely stop the scroll. I do see the captions going on. However, okay, if I don't know what Skool is about, that particular company, okay, I'm watching this and I just see a Lambo and I see a gorilla talking to me. I'm not clear exactly on what it is. However, I could make an assumption that this is some type of make money offer. Obviously, the guy's sitting in a Lambo. All right, so the next thing we want to do is we want to move to the creative, right? As we talk about in every video ad, right? We don't know what they're saying because it comes into your newsfeed muted, right? So let's go ahead and let's listen to the creative. And because the messaging isn't 100% clear, okay, that means that the video creative and what's being said in the ad has to really hold strong and be clear to make up for what could be lacking on the messaging. All right, so go ahead and press play and listen to the ad.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here. It's fun to drive up here in the Himalayan hills.
But do you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Skool. Skool lets you build a community around your passion and make money from what you love.
So what are you passionate about? You should start a Skool about it. Click the link to start for free.
I like. It was very creative and clever, and those of who have been around digital marketing for a while, they'll definitely get a chuckle, just as I did watching this ad. Pretty clever if you made this ad. It's funny. It's definitely funny. All right, so go ahead and let's take a look at the copy. All right, so when we take a look at the copy, it says here, got a YouTube channel or following, you should make a Skool for that. AI or gaming content, art, tutorials, fitness tips, always teaching or sharing knowledge. Whatever you create, Skool offers the all-in-one, no headache tech to turn your audience into recurrent customers. All right, so it's kind of going on, just kind of selling Skool, get a 14-day trial, and clear. I mean, to me, and again, I say this just from the way I read, I'm still kind of not sure what Skool is, because remember, I'm looking at this from a perspective of I have no idea what Skool is, although I do. If a person didn't know what Skool is about, okay, this copy, in my opinion, I think the beginning needs to kind of explain what you can do and how it actually helps you make money. Because what you're doing here is you're really putting a lot of stress on what happens next to get that customer to take the next step. Because you're gonna get a lot of curiosity clicks from what I'm reading here, and it feels a little like AI generated copy. This is the way it feels for me, but I could be wrong. All right, so let's go ahead and click on learn more and check out the funnel. All right. So we can see it looks like a page. You got Skool up top, build a community around your passion, make money doing what you love. And then it looks like some type of image. It's not a video, right? You can't click on that or anything. Just looks like a couple people there. And it looks like it's just kind of rotating. I'm not, again, as a stranger, I wouldn't necessarily know who these people are. I know who some of these people are, but I wouldn't know them. Again, we're always assuming a complete stranger is landing on this. All right, so you can see what is interesting is underneath each image, it's saying what they're earning. So you can see the pickleball Skool earns $32,000 a month. All right, so go ahead and go over to the next one. Okay, it looks like this one here, calligraphy, $6,000 a month. Okay, so I get it. But again, remember, this is happening on mobile, right? So for what you have here, you have to be hopeful that the end user is gonna be patient enough to click through and figure out, hey, I wanna go try this. Because again, it wasn't 100% clear of what you do to make money. There's no tutorial on how it works. And then obviously you go ahead and click on create your community. You probably can then obviously get the name and email. All right, so you might get people signing up, but I feel from the way I'm just kind of looking at this, you're gonna get a lot of people who, even if they do create an account, they might be just kind of getting in and not sure what to do next. I always tend to lean on try to be as clear as possible. You'd rather, in my opinion, spend a little bit more, have a little bit higher conversion rate in terms of cost in exchange for clarity, and so the person gets in and they know how to get started. All right, a lot to think about, but it's that time. It's time to pick a winner. Hey, now before we get to the winner of this episode of Ad Roulette, I know it's good. If you are running ads to a webinar or a VSL funnel, check out my members area inside my eBooth account. I want to show you how we're getting 50 to 79% conversions on our funnels, driving traffic to regular webinar and VSL funnels, and how we're using eBooth to do it. So if you click on the link in the description of this video, you can check out our quick VSL. It'll explain more about eBooth, and it'll take your funnel game to a whole new level. All right, with that being said, let's get back to the episode. All right, so let's go ahead and start with Hormozi. And I rarely see ads where I'm like, you know what, that could be better, this could be better. This was a really complete ad. It had a lot of things that I love to do. It had the props, it had the book, it was really clear. Obviously, from a messaging perspective, it's very difficult to have clear messaging from a video ad because it starts off muted and playing, but because of the props, it hit all the points there. So I'm definitely gonna give it a point when it comes to messaging for this ad. Now with the creative, it was extremely sound. I mean, it had the date, it had the time, it had what you get, why you should come, everything you need to have in a video ad. It was quick, it wasn't long-winded. It definitely hits a point when it comes to messaging. And then the copy was really clear. I mean, again, what time the event was happening and everything you need to know in terms of why you should come. That's really important. Remember, the job of the ad is to essentially get you to click with clarity. Right? You don't want the second ad, in my opinion, it had some stuff going on, but you might click out of curiosity. This one had all of the elements in terms of clicking through to the next step with extreme clarity on what you're gonna get. So for those reasons, it hit all the points I needed to see on messaging, definitely did on creative as well as copy. I'm gonna go ahead and give this ad a 3 out of 3. All right, so when we come over to the funnel, the page headline was extremely clear. He captured what was going on inside the prospect's mind. You had the book, 100 million money offers. You have the top of the headline, $100 million offers. You have the date and the time where it's gonna be, YouTube Live. And then what I love, guys, we could take so much from this, and you'll notice even in the next one, the headline is extremely clear. I don't have to read. My eyes just look at the top. It's 3 lines, really big blocks, not a lot of words. Let's see, we got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words, right? And we can see everything. And a great headline. We have obviously the creative, you click it with the pop-up. You have the mobile friendliness where the button's above the fold. I mean, it hit on all cylinders. I try not to give perfect scores, but I can't hate. Okay, this funnel, I gotta give it a 3 out of 3 for a grand total of 6 out of 6 for that ad and funnel. All right, so moving over to Skool_com, I'm still confused. I don't know if this is the official Skool handle or if this is someone that's an affiliate. Either way, really creative. I gotta give you credit for this. This was very, very creative. For us marketers, it's been around for a long time. I've been running ads since 2008. I'm like a dinosaur senior citizen in the digital marketing world. I'm like a dinosaur. So if you've been around for, I would say 2012-ish, you probably get what was going on in this ad, but really clear. Definitely gonna stop the scroll, all right? Definitely gonna stop the scroll. The messaging, however, on this ad, it's not really clear what's happening. And again, it's very difficult in video ads because the video just starts playing immediately, all right? But from the Lambo, it gives off, this is gonna help me make money. I'm gonna give you a pass on the messaging. The creative, however, was really clear. I mean, it was, in terms of clear of this is a community that can help you make money. I wouldn't say it was necessarily clear of what I need to do to leverage this particular software. Okay, so for those reasons, I can't give you a point on the creative, but I will give you a brownie point for the creativity of the ad. Meaning, when I press play on the ad, I'm not exactly sure of what I need to do to make money. And that has to happen when the messaging doesn't tell me exactly what Skool is. The video has to support that. All right, so that's why I can't give you a point on the creative side. However, again, a brownie point for the creativity of the ad. The copy was in my opinion, it felt a lot more like ChatGPT. And again, I'm looking at this ad from a perspective of, I don't know what Skool is, and I don't know what this is all about, right? So even from the top part, it says here, got a YouTube channel or a following, you should make a Skool for that, right? And then the next part of that should explain why and how that's gonna help me actually get that Lambo. All right, so for those reasons, okay, I'm not gonna give you a point on the copy. All right, so for the ad perspective, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 1 out of 3 on the ad. All right, now when it comes to the funnel, all right, so you can see it says Skool at top. So again, it's branding the company Skool. And then the headline below, take a look at the difference. If we can go back and forth from the last headline and this one. And what I mean by now you have to actually read. So as you can see the headline, it says build a community around your passion, make money doing what you love. Like if there was a way to say all of that, and maybe you could take out 3 to 4 of the words, right, and make it a little bit bigger, it would obviously be easier on the eyes to understand what's going on, but you have to physically see what's going on. However, it's not bad, it's only 2 lines, but I just wanted to give you an example of what I mean by, creating copy specifically on mobile funnels where you just look at it and you know what's going on. Now below, it took me a second to kind of figure this out because at first I was looking at the image and I didn't really look at the sub-headline below the image where basically it says this particular group is earning $6,000 a month. So for those reasons, okay, I can't give you a point on the creative because it took me a second to figure that out. And on mobile, a lot of people, again, who don't know what Skool is, who don't know who you are, or aren't familiar with these types of funnels, they're gonna click on just see an image and be like, okay, what is this about? I saw the gorilla with the Lambo and I land here, I don't know what to do. And then when you click on create your community, it takes you right to start filling it out to create the community, but you don't even know why you'd be creating a community because it wasn't like there was a video there explaining you what to do. All right, so I will give you a point for the page headline, but for the creative and obviously the button is mobile friendly, I'm gonna give you a point there because you can create your account and that's above the fold. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 2 out of 3. Again, page headline, even though I would like it bigger, I'm gonna give you a point there. The creative and copy, I feel a video there explaining Skool, a quick demo or something like that, or a quick story about this individual. I mean, as you're scrolling through each one of those tabs, seeing the different images there, if there was a quick video about, each funnel could be a different one that just talks about their story and what they did to get the 6,000, I think would be great. And then click below to create your community would be a good addition to this particular funnel, which would actually only be a little bit of extra work. All right, so with a 1 out of 3 on the ad and a 2 out of 3 on the funnel, that gives you a grand total of 3 out of 6, which means the winner of this episode of Ad Roulette is Mr. Hormozi. Congratulations. All right, so these are both actually good funnels, and to be honest, these don't, this one's perfect, so I don't have to say much about this one. But I actually like what they were going here. I think that I would put a little caption up on there from the beginning to let them know what this is about, right? That holds for 5 seconds as the gorilla is talking. And I honestly would try to shorten the copy on the top of this particular funnel, and I would make these videos. I would have different funnels. So for example, this calligraphy school would be one funnel, would be a quick story about what they did, even if you could get them to tell it, and then have them say, hey, go create your community for free. And then you have each one of those, looks like there's 5 different images. Those are 5 different funnels with quick video stories about this individual and why I want to create my community. Go for clarity, even if it costs you a little bit more money on the conversion, I think you'll do a lot better. All right, hope you got a ton of value on this episode of Ad Roulette. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Later.